We are coming to you from U.S. Cellular Field in Chicago, Illinois, where this afternoon, WGN Sports presents White Sox baseball. It's Paul Konerko, Alex Rios, Carlos Quentin and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Joe Maddon's Tampa Bay Rays. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrelson, as we get set to bring you the third of this four-game set and the third of this 10-game homestand. 4 with these guys, then it's Oakland for 3 and the Angels for 3. So the Sox have split the first 2 here. We won the opener 5-1 behind Edwin Jackson's 13 strikeout performance. And then yesterday we had a 7-4 lead going to the 9th inning. With a man on and 1 out, we had made 2 errors, and all of a sudden they picked up 5 unearned runs and won that ball game 9-7. So we're trying to get back on the right track this afternoon with Phil Humber.
Humber going to the mound today, and what he has to do, along with the rest of his teammates, you put last night out of your mind. That's a good thing about baseball. You have a different day every day, and hopefully today the offense, on a very lively day at the ballpark, will come to life, and Phil Humber will have a lot of support. Now, he's getting a start because Jake Peavy is still iffy as to when he's coming back. So Humber, who has pitched with a couple of teams in the major leagues, getting an opportunity to show the White Sox what he can do. Wade Davis goes to the mound for Tampa Bay, and he saved his best for the Sox. Last year he was 12-10, but lifetime 2-0 with an ERA just over 2 against the Sox. So the hard-throwing right-hander, the big right-hander, will go to the mound trying to win the second game for Tampa Bay. Let's see if we can stop him from doing that.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way. Light Vortex bottle. Taste greatness. Mega Millions and now Powerball from the Illinois Lottery. And by Ford. The newest vehicles on the road are now at your local Ford store, like the all-new Ford Explorer SUV, 100% reinvented. Visit localfordstores.com. Ford. Drive one.
White Sox opened the 1961 season in our nation's capital. Turned into a very memorable opening day for Sox center fielder Jungle Jim Rivera.
President Kennedy, Mr. Vince Lloyd from WGN Television in Chicago, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President. I know that we're very happy to have the opportunity to bring you back to Chicago and your many stalwart people that are back there, and happy to see you here at the ball game today.
I saw the World Series out there 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right. When we had the unfortunate experience of losing to
Los Angeles.
Yes, formerly Brooklyn Dodgers. Mr. President, I know that Mr. Johnson here is supposed to take part in some of the ceremonies on the field.
He's going to pitch a couple of innings.
Got that arm. You are a right-hander, are you, Mr. Vice President?
Yes, I am. I had an experience throwing out the ball in Nashville Saturday.
How did you do? Did you throw a strike?
Well, I had to throw 2 or 3 times to satisfy him.
Mr. President, have you had an opportunity to do any warming up for this, sir?
Well, we've just been getting ready here today.
He's throwing nothing but strikes.
Throwing nothing but strikes. It's very good. Well, we certainly hope that you have good luck here this afternoon. I know that it's been difficult for you in previous years to get out here and see many ball games. We were very happy to notice the condition of the ballpark. It's in very fine shape. They've done some good work with it. And I know, too, that baseball, among many other sports, is one of your favorites.
Well, we're delighted to be here.
Hank Gary was in front of me. You know, all the presidents every year threw the ball, and they could hardly get it out to the pitcher's mound. Well, I used to watch TV pretty good, and I saw what Kennedy play touch football. and I knew he can throw. So when they said, everybody get out here, Mr. Kennedy's going to throw the ball out, in front of me is Hank Gary. He's 6'5". Well, I can't see the president at all. So I'm waiting, and I know he's going to throw the ball long, so I move back behind the mound. And here comes the ball. Gary's going to jump up, and I push him, and I catch the ball.
And as I said, there she goes. It's a good one. And I believe it was nailed by Jungle Jim Rivera of the White Sox. Yes, sir. Good old Jim. There goes Jungle Jim, back up now. Toward the presidential box with the ball, and he's congratulated by Dick Dozier of the Tribune. Now let's stay with him and see if he gets an autograph on that ball.
So I run in, and the FBI guy stops me. He says, "Hey, Jungle," he says, "Mr. President will sign it for you." I said, "Oh, okay." So he signed the ball for me. This is a true story. He signed the ball for me, and I said, "Is that yours taking it, Jim? Don't look too good." And then Mr. Johnson signed it too. So I had a ball with two presidents' signature on it.
Good old Jungle Jim. Of all the guys in the world to get that ball, Jim is the one guy who will not be at a loss for words if he ever gets close enough up there to get that autograph. I guess Jim must have gotten the autograph, but was handed up because he's coming back to the dugout, and he looks about as happy as a fella can look. A handshake from Nelson Fox. And Ted Lepsio and Bob Shaw and Tony Cuccinello are near him. Now watch old Jungle Jim give a few speeches this summer about how I caught the ball thrown from the President of the United States.
Stay tuned. We're going to have the first pitch of Game 3 coming up between the Sox and the Rays after these messages. How the Rays are going to line them up. It's going to be the former Cub Sam Fuld leading off, then Johnny Damon, then it's Upton, Johnson, Zobrist, Lopez, Elliott Johnson, along with Kochman and Jaso hitting ninth and catching. The defense and how they'll line up behind Phil Humber left to right, Pierre Rios and Quinton in the infield, Morel, Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko. A.J. Pierzynski starts once again behind the plate, and right-handed Phil Humber on the hill. There you look at the major league numbers. Former #1 draft choice of the New York Mets. Hasn't had all that many opportunities, but he has a golden opportunity now to show Kenny Williams and Ozzie Guillen that he can be ready to help out this staff in any capacity they need him. The umpires today. Kerwin Danley behind the plate. Paul Nauert is first. Doug Innings is at second, and Dana DeMuth is at third. Humber has a good curveball, straight change to go with it. He's got to spot his fastball, as it's a good fastball, just not an overpowering one. And Ozzie Guillen realizing that last night was disastrous, but today you start all over again. No carryover from one day to another, with Joe Madden on the other side seeing his team win for the first time this year, coming back with 5 unearned runs in the 9th inning, and then Kyle Farnsworth making it hold up. So they throw the ball around the infield. We're ready for Game 3 of this series, and I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Hawk Harrelson.
All right, Stone Pony, thank you. And once again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here over WGN Sports. So happy you could join us for the third of this 4-game set and the third of this 10-game homestand. Little Sam Fuld will lead it off. He's playing right field today, as first pitch from Humber is taken for a strike. Rays come in hitting at 164 as a club. And they picked up their first victory in 7 games yesterday. And that's softly hit into Right field, Carlos is there, makes the catch. And that's out number 1.
Sam's been hitting the ball in the air way too much for a guy of his stature. And when you hit the ball in the air and you don't have a lot of pop, you're not going to be able to take advantage of that great speed that he has.
So here's Johnny Damon, 36-year-old veteran. 1 for 9 in the series, and that was a homer. Yesterday, tries to bunt it, fouls it off. Damon 2 for 24 on the season. A beautiful, beautiful day here in the beautiful city. There's the pitch that he has to get over. Humber has to get the curveball over to make his fastball more effective. As Steve told you, he's got a good fastball, but it's certainly not overpowering. And he's got to stay back on that curveball as Gordon up with it very quickly. Yeah, just get him. Damon didn't think so. Meanwhile, 2 down.
He got Damon by a half step. And if Gordon Beckham hadn't come in as aggressively as he had, he wouldn't have gotten him at all. Gordon makes the transfer. He's got a strong arm. And that ball, by an eyelash, beats Damon.
And he gave Paulie a perfect peg. So here's Upton. Hitting at 360, a couple of homers. He's driven in 4 as that fastball popped up right side. Gordon giving chase, now making the call. And he's got the ball. So 1, 2, 3 for Umber. And after happening a play, it's the Rays nothing and the good guys coming to bat.
The ultimate driving machine. And Ozzie lines him up with Pierre leading off, and it's Beckham and Rios. Paul Konerko, who has the all-time Sox record for runs batted in consecutive games, with Quinton, Krasinski, Ramirez, Tian, and Morel rounding it out. The defense behind Davis. Damon, Upton, and Fold left to right, with Lopez, Johnson, Zobrist, and Kochman. John Chaso behind the plate, and big weight Davis on the hill. Davis against Baltimore fell prey to the resurgent Orioles last time out. Last year, 12-10 with these Rays. 2-0 lifetime against the Sox.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours, as Juan Pierre will stand in. Juan 3 for 9 in the series. Comes in hitting at .313 on the young season. Corners in very close. As that's ball 1. And here, beautiful. U.S. Cellular Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gap center, 400 straightaway center.
Juan looking for something middle in because they're playing him as an outfield hitter.
Johnson over to Kochman. All right, with 1 out, let's check out our picks to click this afternoon. Mangio, our director and the crew. Well, they went with Brentwood Morel. Stone Pony's going to go with Carlos Quinton. And Terry Hanley, Mike Williams, all the great folks out at Bowling Book, and we're going to go with Mark Teahan.
Mark Teahan had a big night last night, driving in 3 with a home run and a couple of singles. And Ozzie had a feeling, and that feeling paid off, and it looked for a while like he was going to win the ball game for this team.
First pitch strike to Beckham. Gordon 3 for 9 in the series with a homer. All 3 of those hits and that homer coming yesterday. As the count 0-2. Sox come in hitting at .319 as a team. Outfield. Round to the right. Upton playing that normal, very shallow center field.
And they're going to try to pitch Gordon upstairs when they want to go get him when they're ahead. He laid off that.
He did not go. Well, you can pitch him up, but it's got to be middle in. If you pitch him up and out, he can get to that ball.
He hit a couple of balls yesterday that were out of the strike zone, and he crushed them for doubles to right and right center field.
Davis, a big man, 6'5", 220 pounds, 25 years old, out of Marlboro, New York. Got him. He knew it.
He just got outguessed. That fastball, perfectly executed fastball, had the lower part of the zone on the outside corner, and Gordon was looking for a slider and didn't get it.
Here's Alex. Alex hitting .212, no homers. He's driven in 4. Takes ball 1. Alex 0 for 5 lifetime off Wade Davis.
Alex, along with Brent Morrell, are 2 of the guys that have really hit the ball well and don't have quite as much to show for it as they would like in the early going. And there's always a couple of guys that happens to.
Somebody's got to wear it on every team.
I mean, if you keep swinging the bat well, eventually, as we saw last year with Rios, you're going to have him fall in.
Ball hit high, deep, and foul. Two and 1 to count. Tall, rangy center field.
It's actually going to run every chance they get on Johnny Damon in left field. Upton's got a very good arm, and Fold gets to the ball quickly, and he's got an accurate arm in right.
That evens the count at 2. And it goes full. Another action will show New York at Boston, Kansas City taking on the Tigers in Detroit, Baltimore at home against Texas, Oakland at Minnesota, Toronto at LA, and Cleveland taking on the Mariners out in Seattle. There's a shot hit right to Damon. That's a hang woofum. Another hang woofum for Alex, and after 1, no score. Dan Johnson will lead it off here in the top of the second inning. No score. First pitch from Umber. Taken for a strike. Johnson 3 for 28 on the season, with a homer and 3 RBIs, and that coming last night, top of the 9th inning.
First ball fastball, and that's what he's looking for. From Umber, if he can drop that curve over the outside corner, he's going to be in pretty good shape. That straight change went straight into the ground, giving AJ a little practice when somebody's on base.
That fastball at 93. Foul back. Umber, 6'3", 210 pounds, out of Carthage, Texas.
Third pick overall in the first round by the New York Mets back in '04.
Full count. Not even close. So the dreaded leadoff walk. And a reminder, the White Sox will host the annual Double Duty Classic at US Cellular Field on June 29th of the season. The event celebrates the history and tradition of Negro Leagues baseball in Chicago while promoting the next generation of elite inner-city high school baseball players from Chicago and across the country. Admission to the Double Duty Classic is free. Game time 1:05 p.m. So for more information, visit whitesox.com/DDC or call 312-674-5369. Zobrist takes up high.
The number is going to have to start bending his back because he's leaving too many pitches up. Those turn into line drives if they're strikes. But you can't afford to fall behind, even a team that has started out as slowly on the offense as Tampa Bay has.
It's hard to get the ball down when you're throwing straight up.
That's exactly what he's doing. And if he doesn't get Zobrist, and you got to be careful right here. Don Cooper is going to pay an early visit to the mound.
There's a strike. Well, we saw last night when you gave them 5 outs in the top of the 9th, they came up with final unearned runs. This cannot give major league teams extra outs or extra hitters by walking.
Zobrist has better than average speed.
And the count 3-1. But he's one pitch away from getting himself into a lot of trouble.
Especially with Felipe Lopez coming up. He's a pretty good hitter from both sides of the plate, although hasn't had much of an opportunity this year.
And a full count. There's 29-year-old all-purpose player for Tampa Bay out of Eureka, Illinois.
There's a look at Lopez. See if Madden wants to gamble here. Would be a big gamble. Zobrist, if he doesn't make contact, I'm going to throw out Johnson pretty easily.
There he goes. And that's true. Pass down into the corner. They're going to wave Johnson around. And the Rays take a quick 1-0 lead on the leadoff walk. The dreaded leadoff walk comes around to score.
Umber puts himself in a position where he's got to throw a fastball, and his fastball is just not good enough if the hitter's looking for it. Zobrist takes it right down the line, drives in his second run of the year, and the Rays, who had their first lead of the season in the 9th inning last night, have the lead here today.
So here's Lopez. Not a good at bat right at all there by Felipe Lopez. will take it. 1 out.
Well, you either have to wait and try to get something you can pull or bunt that ball right at Morrell. But one way or the other, this at bat has to end with Zobrist standing at third base. And it doesn't. And that lack of offensive execution could come back to haunt these Rays.
That'll bring up Elliott Johnson, the shortstop, another switch hitter.
Elliott Johnson is a study in perseverance. Started in 2002 in this Ray organization, has over 3,300 minor league at bats. Had one brief shot to play with the big league team, and now he's getting another opportunity.
There's the strike. Bill was staying on him, and the count 0-2. Well, last year at Durham, hit .319, 11 homers, and drove in 36. Breaking pitch. Chops it foul, so Humber on top, way on top, 0-2.
Outfield straight away. Juan Pierre in fairly shallow in left field.
And the 0-2 pitch. That's popped up left side. Alexei. Called off by Pierre. 2 down. And a reminder, you can organize a group outing of 20 or more guests during the season. Purchase a block of tickets or enhance your outing with one of 6 great party areas. Now, the more tickets you order, the more money you save. So call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com. Casey Kochman.
A much traveled first baseman, who the Angels thought was going to be their everyday first baseman for a while, but never could quite generate the power you'd associate with a corner position.
Last year, Seattle, 217, 9 homers, and drove in 51. In his career, I've seen him a couple times when he was really swinging the bat well. And a better way to phrase that would be when he's really thinking well. Physically, he swings the bat. He's got a lot of good things that he does at the plate, but he's always impressed me as being a guy who is always in between.
Well, a lot of times you're going to have to accept the fact you're just not going to be a power hitter at what traditionally is a power position. There have been some terrific first basemen who won championships who didn't hit the ball out of the ballpark. And the only thing that gets in the way of Kochman is when he starts thinking about pulling the pitch outside.
That curveball, that's into left field. That's can of corn. So he walks the leadoff man. The double by Zobrist knocks him in. And after an inning and a half, 1-0 Rays. It'll be Konerko, Quentin, and Pierzynski to face Wade Davis, Marlboro, New York. Paulie comes in hitting at .393, a homer. He's driven in 9. 4 for 7 in this series with a couple of RBIs. And Paul, for the first 7 games, set a new franchise record, breaking the old one of 5 by knocking in a run.
Now, like you said yesterday that Paulie didn't think he was locked in quite yet. You look at .393, you look at the all-time Sox record. How's he going to get more locked in than that?
Plan B. What he's talking about getting locked in, he's falling as far as hitting the ball the way he wants to hit it. But he's playing. Paul went for a long time, as a lot of players do. Only had Plan A. If they weren't feeling good, swinging good, seeing the ball good, waiting back well, they didn't hit the ball that solid. But Paul has figured it out. He talked about it last year. He had the best balance I've ever seen him since he's been in a white Sox uniform. This year he's carrying over because he knows what he's doing with his legs. He's not letting his legs take him out of his swing. And when you do that, you can wait back, you can grab some hang time, and you can hit that tough pitch into right field. Plan B is what will give you, because that's popped up high. Johnson makes a catch. That's 1 out. But Plan B is the plan that will give you a 16,000 square foot house in Scottsdale.
He's got one of those.
That's right. And that's Plan B. When you're swinging the bat well, when you're seeing the ball well, hitting is not that hard. Unfortunately, for most guys, they don't have that many warm streaks or hot streaks throughout the course of the season. So what do you do with the other times? That's what great hitters and good hitters do. They have Plan B they go to that will carry them over through that drought, so to speak. When I was in a drought, I was in a drought, period. I didn't have Plan B until the last 2 years I played. Then it worked for me. The ball hit high and deep and going foul.
Second time in as many days that Carlos has taken one down the line, only to see it hook foul. So Davis tried to run that fastball inside. That ball was just barely in off the plate. And Carlos, who's on top of the plate, got a good piece of it but couldn't keep it fair.
Carlos hitting at .429. Checks it up and takes a strike.
Well, Carlos was not very happy with Kerwin Danley on that, only because he just wanted to know if he thought he swung, because he felt that ball was inside off the plate. We'll take another look at it. Moving fastball. Pretty good pitch.
Double him up in there. And it hit him. He didn't want to do that. So we have another hit batter. That is 7th hit batter for us. That leads the major leagues.
Carlos catches this one right below the 2, or in the back of the ribs. That's going to happen to him a whole lot this year.
Well, last year our team was at 79 times. That was the most in the American League. On the other side of the page, our pitchers only hit just 34 batters, and that was the fewest in the American League.
And somehow that's got to even out a little bit more. In situations where it doesn't hurt the ball club, but you allow the other team to know that they don't have any free shots at your hitters. That used to be one of the aspects of the game that was fairly automatic, and now has gone the way of a lot of other things that used to be fairly automatic.
Well, the umpires have taken a lot of that away from the ball club. Way outside to AJ. AJ 0 for 8 in this series and 0 for 5 lifetime off Davis.
Jaso looking over into his dugout to see if they want Davis to go to first base to keep Carlos close.
There's a shot Right to fold, and that's a hang with 'em. Another hang with 'em for AJ. But the hitters, what the difference between mediocre hitters, good hitters, and outstanding hitters is one thing: the length of the droughts, the length of the slumps. Great hitters don't stay in a slump very often, very long. Good hitters a little longer than the great ones, and the mediocre hitters a lot longer than the good ones. Here's Alexi. 3 for 7 in the series with a homer. Takes ball 1.
Actually, he's been swinging the bat pretty well, and he's very aggressive early in the count on fastballs especially. And then just about the time you think you've got him set up for a curveball, if you roll it, that's the ball he takes out of the ballpark.
To know the count.
Not a cloud in the sky today.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
And after the last couple of days, when Bobby Bertucci is here, I thought he was held captive someplace.
Bertucci
I'd already authorized the ransom up to $20, and here he is. Nice to see you, Bob.
He looks handsome. He's a handsome man, you know. 3-0 the count. And that's ball 4. So we have 2 on without the benefit of a hit by a pitch, the walk, and now here comes Mark Teahen, who was 3 for 4 with a homer and 3 RBIs last night.
Last night he looked like he was particularly locked in on just about everything because they tried the off-speed pitch. He hit that hard. They tried to throw fastballs away, and that's the ball he took out of the ballpark.
Yeah, that was Jeff and Tim Shearer, Ed Fernandez, and all the great folks at Ditka's picked a click last evening. Breaking ball, backdoored him, and here's that home run last evening.
That added an insurance run at the time. He was later to come up with a 2-run single in the 8th inning. It looked like it was going to be enough.
A 2-out.
Yeah,
2-run single.
Turned out it wasn't.
Well, when you give a team, I don't care who they are, if you're playing Valdosta State, you give them 5 outs, they're probably going to beat you.
Especially Valdosta State.
They can play. That's a great program down there. Chops that foul. Now he's got to cinch it up and hunker down. 0-2 the count. Upton still shallow in center. And Fuld is shallow in right. Tried to sneak one by him at 93 upstairs, and he just was underneath it.
This Ray team, despite getting off to a terrible start, still playing pretty well defensively. They only made 3 errors. And Joe Madden likes what he's seen of that aspect of their game. But you can't lose what he's lost. Carl Crawford, Longoria to the disabled list, Carlos Pena. Can't lose those guys and make up for it offensively.
A ball and 2 strikes to Teahen.
He had Manny Ramirez, who suddenly decided to retire from the game rather than face a 100-game suspension for a drug-related or baseball substance-related problem. And that's a big bat, potential big bat out of their lineup.
And here's a 1-2. Count evens. Got Quentin at second, Ramirez at first. 2 down here in the bottom of the second. 1-0 Tampa Bay.
We'd love to get him to 3-2. which makes it a whole lot more difficult on a force out, and will automatically see Ramirez score on a double from first.
On the outside corner, says Danley. And that'll retire the side. We'll go to the third, trailing by 1.
Co-host of Chicago's Best. And Chicago's Best is a show where they decide to eat just about anything they can and then figure out what's the best. And I guess this week, what is it, hot dogs?
Yes, we're finally getting into the realm of hot dogs, Stoney. The show's been on exactly a year now, and we got the stones, so to speak, to cover the dogs, because we're going to catch a lot of heat for this, but we found some of the best in the city of Chicago.
Well, you obviously have come to the right place as far as hot dogs are concerned, because everybody thinks that they have the best. It usually is a hot dog that they're raised with. And so what are some of the places where you've tried them and or where you're going to try them?
We've tried them all over the city. Now, I can't tell everybody where they're going to be on the show, but I know for a fact one of the best dogs is right here in Sox Park. I mean, I know that for sure. And then right down the street, Maury O'Malley's. I love the dog there. But as far as what's going to be on the show, we've covered some spots that aren't the most famous, because that's kind of what our show does, is the not so obvious and the more accessible to the city of Chicago, and maybe, raise some awareness and get some people out there to try some new stuff.
And what exactly has been the most unusual food that you guys have taste tested to this point?
Well, I must tell you the truth, because I can't lie.
Sure.
I tried a bull testicle about a month ago.
And?
Not good.
Wasn't great?
No, not great.
Was it that you got a bad one, or was it that they are bad to begin with?
Well, some people like them, but I guess they're just not my taste, Steve.
I can't say as I blame you there. So you said you try to find obscure places as opposed to regular places that people know about or have heard about all the time. And how difficult is that?
It can be difficult, but we have a lot of help from our viewers. We're very big in the social media realm. People on Facebook and Twitter. We have, over 12,000 fans on Facebook that they're kind of our second producers that help us find places. The obvious places are great. If you want a great crab cake, you're going to go to Shaw's. But we're going to try to find another place that's not so obvious that people may not know about.
Well, the show is on Sunday at 10 p.m. on WGN. And, Ted, we wish you a whole lot of luck.
Thanks a lot. I might need it after this hot dog show. People are going to come after me.
Thanks for coming up.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
1-0 pitch. 2-1 to count to Damon. Johnny hit a little nubber that Beckham came charging in and made a good play just to get him. And there's a shot base hit into right field. So the 2-out single, and that'll bring up B.J. Upton. He popped up to Beckham, moving over towards the right field foul line. A run on 2 hits, no errors for Tampa Bay. No runs, no hits, and no errors for our Sox here in the top of the 3rd inning.
And you got to watch Johnny Damon, because despite the aging veteran, he can still run. He's 2 for 2 in stolen bases this year.
Chases it way up out of the zone.
I got to believe visibility is not great at the plate right now. The pitcher is standing in bright sunshine, and the hitter, because of the time of day, is kind of obscured in the shadows. You can see the grandstand snaking across home plate.
So bite twice. 1-1. Of course, their outstanding third baseman Longoria on the DL with a battle bleak.
We really can catch a tremendous break. Didn't take advantage of it in last night's game, but by the 21st of April, we're going to be done seeing Tampa Bay for the entire year, and odds are overwhelming we will not see Longoria. Unless, of course, we get to the playoffs, which is fine, assuming that they do.
They won their division last year. You won the East by 1 game.
Well, they lost their entire bullpen, which is somewhat amazing. The only guy they have from last season is Andy Sonnenstein, who's a long reliever. Other than that, Andrew Friedman and his organization had to completely rebuild the pen.
They won 96 games last year. There's a good strike on the outside corner, and the count 2-2.
Well, with Crawford in the outfield, Longoria playing the way he normally does, Pena at first base, who's a defensive wizard, this was a solid ball club with solid pitching and a very good bullpen. But the bullpen all went to more expensive places.
Long set by Umber. Two and two the count. Upton with Johnson on deck. Breaking ball, nice block by AJ. So a full count.
Good effort as AJ shifts the body, and you can see he didn't try to catch it. Just brought the elbows in, took it off the chest protector, and made sure that ball didn't get by.
Damon, decent lead, takes off. And there's ball 4. So the second walk issued by Umber.
Now
First one scored.
Now AJ going out to have a word with Umber. He does not want to throw a first ball fastball to Johnson. Don Cooper looking on, hoping for a big outing today out of Umber and the ability to stay out of that pen.
Johnson walks, leading off last inning, and scored. Big hack, no contact in the count, 0-1.
That was a straight change, and he kept it down and out of the zone. And you got a dead fastball hitter, you throw him anything else, he's going to be well out ahead of it, as Johnson was on that straight change.
Curveball. Two on, two out. 1-1 the count. And there's a strike. That one at 92. Sox took the opener of the series 5-1 behind Edwin Jackson. And a career high 13 strikeouts. He was just magnificent. Had a disappearing slider going for him. And yesterday we had that 7-4 lead. Gave him 5 unearned runs in the top of the 9th inning and lost it. There's a curveball. Backhanded. Now over to Pauly. And he pitches out of it. They have a mile 2-out threat. Go by the boards. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. 1-0 Rays. It's the bottom of the 3rd inning. We have no runs on no hits. It'll be Morel, then back to the top of the order with Juan Pierre and Gordon Beckham. That 0 for 3 last night. That broke an 11-game hitting streak he had going, dating back obviously to last year.
And as hard as he's hit the ball to right field, Sam Folds is playing awfully shallow.
Now check it up.
I would think with this visibility, it would be very hard to see the curveball.
For some guys it's not. For most guys it is. Just according to how quick you can pick up the spin. That ball hit hard. Curveball over the head of Damon. Off the Comcast Sportsnet sign. So the leadoff double by Morel.
Well, that curveball that hung right up there was very hittable. Sometimes you get a roller, and that's what this is. You can see it. Comes out of his hand, just kind of rolls and settles in the strike zone instead of breaking. Johnny Damon has no chance. Brent Morel, who's been hitting the ball with authority, represents the tying run.
And you can cancel a post-game show, as here's Juan Pierre. He's got a job to do. You got Lopez in on the grass at 3rd. You got Kochman in on the grass at 1st. Outfield short, real short, swung around to the left.
You got to figure he's going to bunt it right at Lopez. And I don't think they're going to use a play where Johnson breaks the 3rd. They'd just as soon try to pick him off at 2nd.
There's a bunt. That'll get the job done. Quick throw. So the sacrifice. 1-3. Good bunt by Juan.
More times than not, when you call on Juan Pierre to execute, that's exactly what he's going to do. Leaves Davis with only 1 play. That's his 3rd sacrifice of this very young season. And now a fly ball. with the infield drawn in. A much better hitting situation for Gordon Beckham. Looking for RBI number 5.
Gordon struck out, called out his first trip. Breaking ball, chops it foul.
When you got the infield in at all 4 positions and you're on the mound, you're thinking about forcing the hitter to hit a ground ball. If he gets a base hit, there's nothing you can do about it. But if you lay one up in the zone that he can hit in the air, that's what the hitter's trying to do. And that's what will get home the run.
And the count 0-2. All right, Gordon, good 2-strike hitter, buddy. Short and quick. You don't need a big swing here. They want it up. And that will get the job. He can throw, but here comes Morel. That'll get the job done as this game is tied at 1.
When you're 0-2, and we just talked about it, you're looking for something that's going to be kept in the infield. And Davis made a mistake. He got that ball up, and Gordon Beckham did indeed drive home his 5th run of the year. Take a look at the location. That fastball is letter high, out away from Beckham. Upton's got a strong arm, but this ball drifts well wide of the plate. No chance at all to get Morel. Well executed on the bunt and the sacrifice fly.
And here's Alex. He hit a rocket right to Damon in left field his first trip. Out of play, Souvenir right side. Well, we talked about it this first at bat. If you get the ball up and out over the plate, to Beckham, he can handle it. Up in middle end, he has a lot of trouble with it. He got a good pitch to hit right there. Another roller. Fouls it back.
That one didn't do much. In fact, it just spun right in the middle of the plate.
That was what you call a spiral.
And if you're Wade Davis, you're pretty happy right now.
Ball and 2 strikes to Alex. So a couple of our youngsters, 23-year-old Brent Morel, 24-year-old Gordon Beckham, team up to put us on the board. And that ball is hit foul. Everybody giving chase, and nobody's going to get it. Alphonse Gaston.
Well, that's Johnson's ball. And Lopez is a natural shortstop. He realizes a much easier play for Elliott Johnson. So when he went over, he fully expected that Johnson was going to call for it and take it away from him. That's why he pulled up. Right now you're looking right up in the sun. The shortstop has a much better angle. And Lopez just peeled away. And Johnson wasn't there. We'll take it.
Two and 2 the count.
There's a look at Phil Umber, who finds himself now in a 1-1 tie.
Checks it up. Out in front of the plate. And that'll do it. But the leadoff double by Morel, the sacrifice by Pierre, the sacrifice fly by Beckham. We're tied at 1. Top of the fourth inning and a 1-1 tie. Zobrist looking for it. Got it. And Souvenir right side. And a reminder, join the WhiteSox.com blacklist and receive the White Sox Wire email newsletter featuring the latest team news and exclusive videos. Plus, get ticketing offers, breaking news alerts, and more. Visit WhiteSox.com/blacklist to join today. Breaking ball low. It's all right. That's all right. Stayed on top of that one.
Good changeup by Umber.
And one of my all-time favorite guys, Robin Ventura. What a player. What a guy. He gone.
That time he gave him an assortment of off-speed pitches, straight changes, and curveballs, and he got him. This is a good curveball.
When he stays back, he's got a good one.
Well, so far, he's given Ozzie just what he wants. You limit the walks, get ahead of the hitters, and against this lineup, you're going to be okay.
Well, he's got to be able to throw that curveball and get a strike with it. Get it over the plate. Put that in the back of the. Establish that in the minds of the Tampa Bay hitters. If he does that, his fastball all of a sudden gains 6 inches. There's the strike. Lopez in the count 0-2. It's just like you. After you hurt your arm and lost your. Steve at one time was a hard thrower. Hurt his arm and then came back and became a breaking ball pitcher. But yet he struck a ton of guys out with high fastballs. Because you did it in the counts.
Yeah, and I think high fastballs and curveballs come out of the same release point, and a hitter just can't pick it up in time.
There's a chopper. Paulie will take it. And 2 down.
It's one of the reasons why Don Sutton made it to the Hall of Fame. And you see a really big shoe left halfway down the line. No wonder why Lopez couldn't beat it out or get close. This is how fast he ran. He ran right out of his shoe. That's a blowout, folks. Nice job.
That's up high to Elliott Johnson. He popped up to Pierre in left field. And that's a fair ball. Ripped that one by Morel right down the line. So the 2-out double.
Johnson, who came up last night in a pinch hitting role and came through with a base hit, takes this one right down the line. No chance at all for Morel.
That's one of those swinging to right, looking to center, and hitting to left swings right there. So here's Kochman. Takes it outside. Change up. And the count 2-0. Chops that one foul. So 2 balls and a strike with 2 out here in the top of the 4th.
Alex Rios is fairly deep in center field, deeper than we have seen him for most.
A lot of twos on that board. Just tuning in, Rays with a run in the top of the second. Sox picked up one in the bottom of the third. 1-3-0 for them, 1-1-0 for us. Too much time for Kochman. That change up out over the plate, and a souvenir left side. The finale tomorrow afternoon of this series, Gavin Floyd against Jeff Neiman. That's a couple of big right-handers right there.
A dear friend watching on in Phoenix, Arizona. Big-time insurance exec, Jill Estep. Enjoying the game today. We would enjoy it a lot more with a few more runs.
Get out into left field. One. He's there. Hauls it in, and that'll retire the side. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth, tied at 1. Sox fans, manage along with Ozzie at the WGN Sports Game Zone for up-to-the-minute stats and information. All you got to do is log on to www.wgntv.com and enter the Game Zone, brought to you by Connie's Pizza. Park at Connie's on Archer Avenue and take their free shuttle to each game. Call 312-CONNIES for more information. Paul Konerko takes a breaking ball, no. 1-0 the count. Paulie popped up to Johnson at short. A 1-1 tie here in the bottom of the fourth. On a gorgeous day here in the beautiful city.
And a nice crowd at the ballpark enjoying this beautiful day.
Got fooled on that one. And the count evens at 1. So a big White Sox hello to Joe Colello, alias Buddy Pearl. And all the great guys out at the golf club of Scottsdale. Dave Fairman, Matt McEntee, Don Uremi. That's a fair ball. Thank you very much. Down into the corner, and this is going to be another. No, he's going to give it a go. Damon
Well, the difference this time was Johnny Damon. If it's Sam Fuld, you probably don't run. But on Johnny Damon, you are going to run. We talked about that early, and Paul very happy to come up with a 2-base hit. He fooled him the first time, but again, it's a rolling breaking ball. And what Davis has done today has been very fortunate to get away with as many of these as he has. But this one just inside the line. Damon does not throw very well, even though he plays it perfectly. And Paulie eases into second base.
Paulie picks up his first double of the season, and here's Quentin. Carlos was hit by a pitch. Takes that breaking ball low and away.
Now, do you ask a guy with the power of Carlos Quentin to go to right field in this situation?
Sure. Got him right in a 1-1 ball game. He can hit it out to right center field just as easy almost as he can hit it out to left. As he's trying to, he stayed inside that one, fouls it off. And he's been doing a good job. That's one reason he's been swinging the bat so well, because he's been moving the ball to the right side, staying on it long. That's what Ted Williams always said. He said you're going to see the ball longer when you're off the plate trying to move it to the opposite field.
Well, Carlos looks like he's moved off the plate a bit. You'd have to figure that Davis is going to try to keep the ball in to force him to pull it.
And that's out of play. So Carlos is trying to get the job done.
Now you just have to go into protection mode and put the bat on the ball.
Too much time. Now, you just got to make some contact.
That was one of the better curveballs that Davis has thrown today. He got ahead, and this one he kept completely out of the zone. Having Carlos out on the front foot, and no contact.
Well, Carlos had a couple of pitches that he could have moved to the right side and just fouled them back. So here is AJ. He's 0 for 1. He just hit another screaming Mimi someplace, this time right at Sam Fuld. Jacks it up and takes ball 1. And the count 2-0. Don't help him out. Zone him in, reel him in, and light him up. Right here, right now. 12. Well, that's a B pitch right there on 2-0.
Well, it didn't look like it was all that close. I think Davis got a break on a moving fastball. I think you saw Jaso try to pull it over the outside corner.
And the count 3-1.
Alexei Ramirez. Waiting to see the resolution of AJ's at bat, with AJ well ahead in the count.
That's looped out into the foul ground, and Lopez can't get there.
AJ gets a break. Lopez is off the line. Crossing the foul territory. It looks like he's got a shot at this. But actually,
He was trying to think about how to keep his shoes on.
he overran the ball.
So a full count. Ball 4 base hit, AJ.
Take advantage of the break.
Hit him on the fist. Fouls it over our dugout.
Seventh pitch of the at bat coming up.
And that's ball 4. So a good at bat right there for AJ. And that'll bring up Alexei. First walk issued by Davis. Check that. Second walk. Walked Alexei back in the second.
Zobrist is shading up the middle as Alexei most likely will pull Davis. They're looking for 2.
Checks it up and takes ball 1. And he made a good pitch on him. And a good job not to swing at that or hit that by Alexei.
He's put 2 pitches right on or just off the outside corner.
Damon reaches out, makes the catch. 2 down.
Heading over toward the line, playing Alexei as a pull hitter, and it turned into gold as this ball up in the zone, off speed, and Johnny Damon comes across and makes the catch.
Johnny's always had that style. He opens that pocket up as soon as he starts running. He did that when he was at Dr. Phillips High School down in Orlando, Florida. So here's Tien. Called out on strikes to end the second inning. All right, Mark, right man, right spot, right time, right now. 1-0 the count.
Be a big run to pick up with a leadoff double. And the big out of the inning was a strikeout of Carlos Quint. So this is where you have to pick up your teammates and drive home Paulie.
He's got the catbird seat, 2-0. Bruce Chen of Kansas City shutting out the Tigers 2-0, bottom of the 5th at Comerica Park. And that's out of play. Upper tank.
It's been announced that the New York Yankees signed Carlos Silva to a minor league deal.
And the count 3-1. Brent Morel on deck.
3-1, you're looking fastball all the way. And Mark would prefer it middle out.
And that will load him up.
Jim Hickey comes out. He wants to have a word with his tall right-hander.
Well, he's got Morel at the plate right here. Went last inning, led it off with a double. Beautiful sacrifice bunt by Juan Pierre, and then a terrific job with 2 strikes by Gordon Beckham to knock him in with a sacrifice fly to center field.
Starting rotation of this team is very similar to the starting rotation of last year with the addition of Hellickson. But the bullpen has been a challenge for Hickey. And for the most part, they've done a nice job with the pitching staff. It's been the offense that has lagged way behind. Now a chance for Brent Morel. Put the Sox on top. Not a great deal of speed on the bases.
Well, it's one way to take care of that scenario.
Let him trot around.
Boy. 1-0 the count.
That was a little cutter and a good pitch. Sometimes when a pitcher is having problems with his fastball, you call a cutter, and you can see this ball just moving away at the last instant. Good late movement.
That's the first one we've seen him throw.
Well, probably the one he felt he could get the ball over the plate.
The 1-1, big pitch. That ball falls, and everybody's safe. It's a 2-1 Sox lead. Single by Brent. He'll take it. Some of those line shots he's been hitting.
That's a sandwich.
That's 64 degree right there.
He was able to get it over the head of Wade Davis, and then everybody looking for somebody else to get it. You couldn't have thrown it out there any better. Actually, Davis is the only one with a shot at this ball. And the over-the-shoulder catch is the most difficult in the game. He doesn't do it. It's RBI number 5 for Morel, who's 2 for 2, and a Sox lead.
Don't stop now, boys. Come on, Juan. 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt. Outfield really short. I mean, really short. Luis Polonia short. Former outfielder for Angels and some other clubs. And that ball hit deep into right field. He's not going to get there, is he? What a catch by Full. My goodness gracious, you got to be bleeping me. Mercy.
That's one of the best
unreal.
You'll see. You're going to see that on a lot of highlight films all year long because he was shallow and flat out diving, taking 3 runs away from the Sox. What a play by Sam Full.
And we'll be back. Man. John Jaso will lead it off here in the top of the fifth inning. 2-1 White Sox. First ball hunting. Perfect feed by Paulie. One pitch, one out. And let's check out our Xfinity HD shot of the game. Watch this. That, my friends, it doesn't get any better than that. And the thing that made it so unbelievable is how shallow he was playing and how far he had to go, and he got there. And White Sox baseball in high definition is brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast.
What an outstanding effort by Fold, and you have to be prepared for the bunt when he's up there looking to get out.
Right back through the middle.
Now you got a base runner you got to contend with. And Umber's got various moves to first base.
Well, not only is he going to try to steal second, he's also going to try to steal third. That's one of the best catches you'll ever see.
But when you realize and you look at the outfield and you look at how shallow every one of them was, you don't expect Juan Pierre to hit one to the track, and you certainly don't expect anybody to be able to go back with full out extension and make that catch.
That was a Jim Edmonds type catch. One of the greatest center fielders ever play the game, and really never got all the credit for it.
He was another one of those guys that played very shallow and made a lot of over the shoulder catches. Well, he could have picked them off had he been looking at first base, and that's the problem with a lot of pitchers. They don't look at first base. That time Fold was about 20 feet off the bag in preparation to steal second, and he never saw it.
Pitch out, nothing on. Damon has grounded to Beckham at second base, who made a heck of a play on him, and then he singled in the third.
Fold came over in that big deal with the Cubs, along with Chris Archer, who's going to be a major league top of the rotation starter. Robinson Chironis, Brandon Geyer, and Hak Ju Lee in exchange for Matt Garza, Fernando Perez, and Zach Roscoe.
Come on, Phil. You got to get the hitter, buddy. You got to get the hitter. There he goes. There's a strike. And the ball into center field, but Alex is right where he should be. And now Alexei is going to have to hang out around second base.
Take another look at it. Alexei in front of the bag again. And the ball. And Fold. And Alexei's glove arriving in the same spot at the same time.
Two and two the count. Well, there have been a lot of times last year and the year before that Alexei has been so far in front of the bag that he had to catch it, come back and swipe. And people are blaming AJ.
No, well, you just can't stay in front of the bag and have that far to go with the tag and expect to consistently tag people out, because they're going to the back of the bag.
He gone. Beautiful breaking ball down and in. 2 out.
Umber saved one of his best curveballs in a tough spot. That ball dipping down and in. Johnny Damon swinging over the top of it. Good rotation. And now AJ going out to talk with Umber, and he's going out to talk with him because The hottest hitter on this team is the man standing in the batter's box, and that's B.J. Upton. And one of the coldest hitters on the team is a man standing in the on-deck circle, and that's Dan Johnson.
B.J. has popped the second, and he has walked. That's down low.
When you go to get B.J. Upton, that fastball up and on the inner portion, you can throw by it. But that's if you have 2 strikes.
There's a good hook. Hummer's got one of the best curveballs on our team when he stays back with the upper part. And even though the ball was up, it was still digging.
Well, it was, because you can tell by the knees of Upton, who didn't see it real well because his knee is buckled.
He gone. Another curveball. He'll grab some bench. And we are halfway home, leading 2-1. It'll be Beckham, Rios, and Konerko here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-3-0 for our Sox, 1-4-0 for their Rays. As there's a breaking ball strike. Gordon 0 for 1 with a beautiful sacrifice fly. Johnson. And that's out number 1.
He came very close, pulling Kochman off the bag.
And Chicagoland viewers, how would you like to win $5 footlongs from Subway? Just be the 500th texture to text Subway to 97999. Go to WGNTV.com for complete info and rules. Here's Alex. He's 0 for 2. First time up, just hit a screaming Mimi right at Johnny Damon. Off the end of the bat. Tried to pull that one. And quickly. 2 out. Also, tickets for White Sox home games, they're on sale right now. Tickets start just $12 per seat. 2011 schedule is full of great matchups, promotional nights, and games featuring post-game fireworks. So purchase your tickets today by visiting whitesox.com or calling 866-SOX-GAME.
Well, both times up, Davis has rolled a couple of curveballs to Paulie. He's 1 for 2, and his double leading off the fourth provided the go-ahead run. Visibility now much better as both the hitter and the pitcher are in the shadows. You can see it from that angle.
Well, picking up the spin on the ball is like a fingerprint. Everybody's different. And the count 2-1.
Well, it's very rare that you see it. Occasionally guys will have curveballs that start out that look exactly like the fastball, but the curveball for 95% of the pitchers is the only pitch that leaves your hand and goes up. Everything else leaves your hand and goes down. The slider, the splitter, both types of fastballs. And so if you can read that going up, you hope that it just rolls.
Well, one of the great pitchers to ever play this game. And to this day, he's so much under the radar, it's unbelievable, was Camilo Pascual.
He had one of the great curveballs ever.
Of all time.
Yeah.
And he threw hard. He threw in the mid-90s. And he was a little guy. Off the end of the bat. That's going to be a nice 1-2-3 inning for Davis. And we lead it 2-1. It's a 2-1 Sox lead here in the top of the 6th inning. It'll be Johnson, Zobrist, and Lopez face Phil Umber. He takes the strike. Johnson has walked and scored. That was back in the 2nd. And he also has bounded softly to second base.
And this is where you want to watch Umber because it's his 3rd time through the lineup. He's in the 6th inning and he's done a nice job. But you have to wonder about a guy who was not supposed to start too much this year and how far he's going to go. So far he's been pretty good.
There's the strike. And the count 1-2. Well, as long as he can spot that curveball like he's done the last couple of innings, he'll be fine. If he loses that and becomes just a fastball change pitcher, then he's got a problem. Nice backhand. 1 out.
Gordon's getting a whole lot better at second base. And he's got a shortstop's arm. So that holds him in good stead when he has to move up the middle of the diamond and make that off-balance throw. Will Oman is loosening up in the bullpen.
Here's Zobrist. Gordon. Well, there's an old saying about it don't take a Rolls Royce long to get warm.
Now, a guy who can play this game, and he's got a very high baseball acumen, will be able to adjust to whatever position you put him at, and Gordon has adjusted very well.
2-0 the count to Zobrist, who has doubled and knocked in a run. That was in the second. And struck out swinging on a good curveball. Polly, yes, get over there. Don't be a spectator. He will. Beautiful play by Konerko. Mercy.
Two balls hit pretty hard, and two good defensive plays to lead off this inning. Paul to his right. A dive, and from his knees a perfect throw to Umber, who's there to make the catch. And I think you get Phil through this one. Probably say thank you and a job well done, but still has at least one tough hitter to go.
Lopez has gone out to left, and he is grounded to first. Takes strike one. Yankees beat the Red Sox 9-4 at Fenway. Top of the seventh in Detroit, still Kansas City 2, Tigers nothing. Phillies beat the Braves 10-2 down in Georgia. Orioles at home against Texas. Orioles leading 5-0, top of the fifth. Off the glove, get over there. He will, and right there, a 3-4-1 put out, and that'll retire the side. We go to the bottom of the sixth. It is 2-1 good guys.
Chicago White Sox baseball on WGN TV is sponsored in part by the Illinois Lottery Mega Millions and Powerball. Tuesday's Mega Millions jackpot is worth $58 million. Tonight's Powerball jackpot is worth $20 million.
Carlos fouls the first pitch off, leading off here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Both pitchers have pitched well, but Davis got an unbelievable play from his right fielder with the bases loaded. One of the best catches I have ever seen in all my 52 years in this game.
Well, it should, by all rights, be a 5-1 game with the Sox well in command of it, but for the heroics of Sam Foe.
Chopper 2 hopper. And if you just tuned in and missed that catch, 2 out, bases loaded. They're playing very shallow for Juan Pierre.
Just a spectacular effort. Sometimes you see a guy where his knees will hit and then he'll extend. This was just flat out extension in the air. And that might have been an inside the park home run had that ball fallen.
Sure, with Pierre.
Yeah.
AJ, a little tardy on that one. Yeah, that's one of the best I've ever seen.
Outstanding defender.
And a count 0-2.
Sam's father is the Dean of the College of Liberal Arts at the University of New Hampshire.
Well, there you go. That's the reason.
How about that? And his mother is a New Hampshire state senator. And between them both, they really taught him how to field.
No question. That's low. That was something.
AJ took that one right off the thumbs and had to defend with a 2-2 count.
Alexei on deck. And it is full. So this will be pitch number 91 for Davis. And there's a base hit. Well, the hard single, which he now flying really hard to right, walk and single.
Be a good time to pick up an insurance run. It looks like Ullman's going to come into the game as Ozzie and Don Cooper have gotten just a tremendous job out of Phil Umber today. He's gone 6 innings, given up just 4 hits, just 1 run. I don't think you could have asked for anything more out of a guy that didn't look like he was going to start out of spring training until the injury to Jake Peavy. And then he had to compete for the spot.
Well, it's too early to tell yet, but it certainly provokes the idea that Umber might be another Don Cooper reclamation project right there.
Could very well be if he stays on top of that curveball.
That's what Coop's been working
right.
with.
Because,
exactly.
I mean, he's got very good spin on it. It breaks late. Best one he threw was a strikeout to Upton. And he just completely baffled him. And there's one of the real good pitching coaches in all of baseball. You might not hear his name with the Dave Duncans of the world and maybe Mike Maddox's, but you take a look at what he's accomplished, and he's right up there with any of them.
Well, we were talking about it in Kansas City about him to start here. And he said we're just working on him keeping the upper part back so he can stay on top. And if he does that, he'll be fine. And that's exactly what Phil Umber did today.
And now Jim Hickey going to the mound once again as Davis seems to be falling out of the rhythm that he had. It's also going to allow the bullpen to work.
All right, and a reminder, you can join the 2011 Sox Pride Club, the official online fan club of White Sox baseball, and get guaranteed prime tickets with the ultimate membership. Plus, all members receive monthly ticket opportunities, game day audio for your PC, and other exclusive perks all season long. So visit WhiteSoxPride.com.
Juan Cruz throwing into pen. Another of the former Cubs came up through the Cub organization.
Short lead by AJ. And that ball hit hard into left center field. Damon, he's there, makes the catch. And that's out number 2.
It's twice in a row that Alexei has hit a bullet, only to find Johnny Damon standing right there in front of it.
So here's Mark. 10. 0 for 1 with a walk. Coming back in the 4th. strikes. Ball one.
E.J. Upton is playing him a couple of steps into left center field. Fold is well off the line in right. You can see it. The gap in right center field.
And there's a shot down into the corner. A.J. makes a turn. They're going to hold him at third as Fold gets to it quickly, gets it back in, hits the cutoff man. So the double by Tien, and that'll bring up Brent Morrell.
Tien crushes this ball down the line. And for a moment you thought if this could get by, A.J.'d have a chance. But Fold gets rid of it very quickly. Doesn't try to do a great deal with it. He knows if he hits a cutoff man, in this case Zobrist, A.J.'s not going to be able to score.
Morrell is 2 for 2, a double, a run scored. And then he knocked in the go-ahead run back in the 4th inning, and after the pitch we'll show you how he did it.
He crushed this ball in the 4th. This was windblown. Wade Davis goes back. He's the only one with a shot, and it lands in the Bermuda Triangle.
He's been hitting line drives all over the ballpark all year, and he gets that one. And the count 1-1. He's deserving of it, I'll tell you that. The way he swung.
See, you keep saying they don't even out. I believe they even out and then some.
No, that's you pitchers. That's you pitchers.
I mean, look at that. Guy gets an 80-foot single.
That's off the corner. Good eye right there. And the count 2-1. Ted Williams was right. Ducks on the pine. 2 out. Shanks that one.
Tried with that fastball in on his hands. He got it there, and Brent couldn't do anything else but foul it off to the right side.
Well, Davis has really pitched. I'll tell you, he's gotten away with a few breaking balls today that he shouldn't have, but overall he's pitched well. He's moved the ball in and out. Good movement.
And he's had some excellent and at times spectacular defense behind him.
Got him with a breaking ball. So we have a 2-out threat. Can't do anything with it. We're into the 7th, leading 2-1.
Phil Lumber does a terrific job, and he gives way to Will Oman. Oman on for the 5th time, so he's been a very busy man. Pitched a third of an inning last night in relief of Matt Thornton to get out of that nightmarish 9th. And now he comes in with the lead and the bottom part of the order to face, as Johnson will turn around and face him from the other side.
Elliott Johnson takes first pitch strike. Johnson's 1 for 2, a double. He slashed a double right down the third baseline back in the 4th inning. 2-1 White Sox. And that pitch just off the corner. Top of the 8th in Detroit. Kansas City lead 2-0.
How about that Baltimore club under Buck Showalter?
Well, whether you like Bucky or not, he came in last year and did a heck of a job and got him on a roll this year.
Well, he's got some structure there, and he also has some new hitters.
Oh, they can hit.
They're going to hit, and that young pitching staff that they had, a lot of them are coming of age. Chris Tillman. Mattis has been hurt, but he's going to come back. Guthrie is their number 1. They've got some guys who can throw.
The 2-2. Come on, no walks.
Another youngster, Jake Arrieta. So it's a good team, a good blend of veterans and youngsters, and Buck's got them playing well.
He gone. Looked like he swung it ball 4.
No doubt about it. This ball is up and out of the strike zone.
Too close to take.
A little too much heat for him, and now you have the 2 left-handers, as well as Sam Fold, who's in the leadoff spot if it gets around to that.
Kochman, breaking pitch. Twice he has gone out to 1 in left field. And the count of 1-2.
Tony Pena loosening in the pen.
Another breaking ball.
I think what Pena is probably up for is if Joe Madden decides that he wants to go to that bench for a right-hand hitter.
Well, when you get to the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning in a close ball game, you better give that opposing manager something to look at down in that bullpen.
Yep. And that's one of the reasons why he's there. But this is a way that Ozzie envisioned using Will Oman, and that's why he stays with him. He's an integral part of his bullpen, even though he's struggling.
There's the strike. Jaso has gone out 1-3, and he's gone out 3-1.
With Kelly Shoppach hurting his knee last night, Jaso's going to get a lot of play.
No walks. Three balls and a strike.
Well, from a hitting standpoint, you're going to get a fastball. Question is, what can you do with it?
Take it for strike 2.
He got his fastball. Not real hittable. What a good pitcher's pick.
Payoff. He was all over that one, just underneath it. 26,378. Beautiful day here in the beautiful city. Not one cloud in the sky.
Well, Will is trying just about everything. He's used the entire pitch tracks. And that time was too far up and in. The tying run is aboard via the walk. It brings up Sam Fold. And now what you still have to be aware of is a bunt.
Long look down at Tom Foley, the coach at third. Now field straight up, spread out a little bit. And there's a breaking ball strike.
Pan around, we show you the defense. Not overly deep for Fold, especially Pierre in left field.
Pretty good pitch, didn't get it. 1-1 to count. Alexei, he'll take it himself. Yes, and that'll retire the side. 7th inning stretch. Sox lead it 2-1. New pitcher for the Rays coming on for Wade Davis, who pitched well today. Davis 6 innings, 2 runs, 5 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. He's always pitched well against us, but now it's Juan Cruz.
And there's a look at Juan Cruz, the rail thin right-hander. Giving up 1 hit. He's always thrown pretty hard. Has a good straight change, and that's really what's kept him in the major leagues. He's got a slider to go with it. So Cruz, part of that revamped bullpen, on for the 4th time, and even 3 ERA. Will Oman got out of the 7th inning, preserved the 1-run lead, and now it's back up to the top with Juan Pierre as the Sox look for some insurance runs against this Rays team.
So it'll be the top of the order. Pierre, Beckham, and Rios face Cruz, the 32-year-old right-hander, 6'2", 165 pounds.
165 might be stretching it a touch.
I'll tell you, the guy that always amazed me, absolutely just blew me away at how slight he was. The 2 guys, really. And 2 of the best in the game was Ron Guidry and Pedro Martinez.
When Pedro came up, the reason why the Dodgers traded him in the first place was because they didn't think he'd ever be a starting pitcher, because they felt that he was too small.
He looked like a miniature poodle. And for 5 years, he was as good a pitcher as ever pitched in baseball.
Well, he filled out a little bit.
Well, he still was.
That fastball got up to 96, 97 with a good straight change and pinpoint control.
Pierre fouls that back. Juan is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. Grounded to short in the first, sacrifice bunt in the third. Then with the bases loaded, 2 out in the fourth. Sam Full. Sam Full made a catch that you had to see it to believe it. It was absolutely scintillating. And if you miss that catch, poof. A pup out of Jim Edmonds. Wow. And once again, the 1-2 pitch. That's playable. Gotcha. And out number 1.
Sergio Santos listening up in the bullpen.
And a reminder, you can join the new White Sox mobile group and win autographed memorabilia from your favorite players. Receive special offers and updates, exclusive deals, contest info, and great prizes. Message and data rates may apply. Text SOX to Shy Sox 244-769 to enter.
Gordon drove in the first Sox run of the day in a terrific at-bat against Davis.
And that's down the line. Damon will not get that one. But he'll get it back in, and there's a base hit by Beckham. He's now 1 for 3 with that sacrifice run.
We talked about Gordon being aggressive early in the count. And this one splits the plate. Gordon takes it down the line, hits it off the end of the bat. Johnny Damon does a nice job of getting the ball back in and making sure that Beckham doesn't run it into a double.
So here's Alex. He's due. He's 0 for 3. Two runs, 6 hits, no errors for our guys. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for their guys. Decent lead by Gordon. Good breaking ball. And now Alex in the hole, 0-2.
Well, you can expect if Cruz is going to execute how they want to pitch him, he's going to stay away from Rios because that's the way Upton is playing him in center field. Shading him toward right center with a huge gap in left center.
There goes Beckham. And he'll steal it easy. His first stolen base, he's 1 for 1. Now pick him up.
Gordon gets a good jump. That fastball was up. And no play for Jason.
Two and 2.
Jake McGee loosening up for the Rays.
And Gordon Beckham checking his outfielders. He's one of the few guys that'll do that.
Well, I'm sure he realizes how shallow Fold is in right field. But you're still going to try to run on Damon.
And that's out of play. Guy hangs at 2 and 2.
Big run out there at second base.
Come on, Alex, we need you, buddy. All the way back. So Beckham now with one out at third base.
Well, it's the second time that the ball has gotten away in the series, and the second time when it's bounced right back to the catcher. It was a big play in last night's game where the ball got away from Kelly Shopik and bounced right back to him. And this one pretty much does the same thing. So although you can go to third here, if you were on third, you'd have been out at the plate with a bounce like that. Now the infield has to come in, and a big advantage for Rios.
Full count. Good pitch by Cruz and a good job by Alex to fight it off.
Let's throw that slider on the outside corner. That's where most of his pitches have been to Rios.
And once again the payoff. And that's ball 4. So he had him 0-2.
Good at bat by Alex, who spoiled some good pitches. Winds up at first.
Well, he just grounded out with it. You gotta, I tell you, when you're at the plate, you gotta say to yourself sometimes, I'm not gonna let this guy out compete. He might beat me, but I'm not gonna let him out compete. And that, for some reason, gives you a little sense of control, which you've got to have a sense of control. Well, here's Pauly. Pauly 1 for 3, a double. And he scored the go-ahead run back in the 4th inning.
It also helps to know that Cruz views his best pitch as the slider.
As there's a 93-mile-an-hour fastball right down the heart. There he goes. No throw. So he'll pick up his first stolen base. He had 34 of them last year.
Didn't even bother covering at second base, as Jaso was never going to make that throw. And now they're going to have to come in a little closer. Instead of staying back halfway looking for 2, they got to come home with a ground ball.
And a big pitch coming up the 1-1. And the advantage goes to Pauly.
Paul hasn't had a real good run at it against Cruz, but now he does have the count in his favor.
Too much time for Pauly. Jaso is going to have a little confab. And while they do that, you can enjoy post-game fireworks presented by Constellation Energy on Saturday, April 30th. White Sox versus the Orioles, 6:10 p.m. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com. All right, Ducks on the pond. Infield in. 1 out. 2-1 to count.
This is where Pauly will pick up a lot of runs batted in to right and right center field, as Cruz figures to stay away.
And Pauly very uncharacteristically chases a real bad pitch.
Well, that ball was about as far outside as you can get with the catcher still making the catch. It's a slider. Jaso had all he could do to handle it.
Another long look in. And now time call once again. So Cruz and Jaso trying to slow play him. And here we go. Pretty good pitch right there. Too close to take, and a good job by Paulie just to foul it off.
Well, they tried to heat him up on the outside corner after throwing him a slider. This was 94. Just off the corner. Excellent pitcher's pitch, and Paul did the best he could just to stay alive.
Decent pitch hit right there. He was trying to take him into right center.
At that time, Cruz got away with one because that one was up and out over the plate. Perfect pitch to hit a fly ball, and Paul just fouled it straight back.
Down ball. They're going to come to the plate. Contact play was on, and they'll get him. So that is out number 2.
Gordon coming down the line, and you just have to hope that there's a mishandle. There wasn't. Jaso right there in front of the plate.
And Madden coming out. He signaled for the left-hander. For Carlos Quentin. He might, that what's on his mind is that ball back to the screen. So Cruz will depart, and we'll be back.
It's Travis McGee, and we saw him in the first game of the series. He pitched an inning, gave up a run on 2 hits. There you look at the numbers. On for the 5th time. He inherits base runners at the corners. 2 outs here, and Carlos Quentin steps in. Looking for a run batted in, number 11. It's been a quiet day for Carlos after getting hit the first time up in the 2nd inning. Jake McGee, excuse me. Travis
First
McGee.
pitch, low and away. I love that name, Jake McGee. Great baseball. This picture of Lee Marvin with that big top hat of his. Jake McGee. Oh, good rip.
He got one right in the spot that he wanted it. Carlos loves the ball down. He got it down and fouled it off.
Two down, runners at the corners. Goes for another little wild pitch. And that's up high. 2-1. AJ on deck. And the count 3-1. Right man, right spot, right time, right now, Carlos. And that is ball 4. That will load him up.
And here comes Jim Hickey. Wants to talk to McGee. After he threw that low fastball to Carlos Quentin, when he took that swing at it, he decided to try everything up. Carlos would have had none of it, so it'll load him up for AJ to get his opportunity to add a little insurance to that precarious one-run lead.
Sacks packed with socks. AJ is 1 for 2. First time up, he hit a line shot. Bullet right to Sam Fuld and right. Then he walked. Then he hit a hard single in the hole between first and second. Outfield still short. And he takes ball 1. This next pitch is going to be real big. That's a grease tee and a pair of pliers time.
Walking AJ, not an easy thing to do, but he has one this year.
It's only men, really men, right here. AJ. 2-1 to count.
Well, he most likely is going to see another fastball. He's seen 3 of them in a row.
That ball hit hard. Ball will not. Oh, no, he won't get it. Here comes Alex. Here comes Paulie. A 2-run double by AJ. Sox lead it 4-1. Yes. They were playing him shallow. And he burned them.
The 4th of 4 fastballs winds up over the head of Sam Fuld. Our 4th drive of the game is a high fastball. It's up and out of the strike zone, but very much to the liking of A.J. Pierzynski. Fuld thought he had a shot at it. He didn't. And it drives home a pair. RBIs 3 and 4 this year for A.J. And a little more comfortable with a 4-1 lead.
Don't stop now, boys. Here's Alexei. He has walked, and twice he has lined out to Damon in left field. Takes ball 1. Tien on deck.
Adam Russell throwing in the bullpen.
Checks it up. And the count takes a strike. 1-1. Good check right there. 3 balls in the strike.
He has had some problems with a moving plate.
And that's ball 4. That'll load him up for Mark. Big 2-run double by Pierzynski. A 2-out 2-run double.
And he reached up and took a fastball that was up and out of the strike zone.
I'll tell you, anytime that ball goes to right field, I just think Sam Foles going to catch it.
Well, he didn't hit it high enough for Sam to run under it this time.
He didn't. That ball is popped up. Foles makes the call, has the ball, but a big clutch 2-out 2-run double by AJ will go to the 8th, leading 4-1.
Here's our Honda game summary. Phil Umber threw the ball exceptionally well in 6 innings, giving up 1 earned run, striking out 4. Wade Davis almost equally as good, but he's on the hook to lose this one. 2 earned runs with 4 strikeouts. And a big double by A.J. Pierzynski has the Sox on top 4-1. Visit your local Honda dealer today to test drive the 2011 Honda Cross Tour, available with 4-wheel drive. And Sergio Santos comes into the game. On for the 4th time. He has yet to yield a run. He's gotten his slider and his changeup over the plate to go along with that 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and so far he's been very impressive out of the pen.
Left fielder Johnny Damon will lead it off. He'll be followed by Upton and then Johnson. Damon 1 for 3 today. Takes that fastball running outside. 4-7-0 for our Sox. 1-4-0 for their Rays. Ate him up right there. Check your thumbnails. 1 out.
What makes Sergio so tough is not necessarily the speed of his fastball, which is pretty good, but the fact that he has command of all 3 pitches. This is right on the inside part of the plate, and Damon tries to bring his arms in. Unless you have alligator arms, you're not going to get the good part of the bat on that one.
Upton is 0 for 2. He's popped a second, walked, and struck out on a real good curveball from Umber. First pitch strike.
get ahead of Upton, and the slider will be the wipeout pitch. 164 strikeouts last year for BJ. 1 today.
There's one. And the count 1-2.
There's one of those sliders, and he's got no chance on that. It's late breaking. It's quick. Take a look at how far he misses his ball by.
There's a foul ball. We're just getting ready to see Brent come right over the top.
He would have.
When he comes over the top, he has a gun.
Because BJ up can get down the line pretty quickly.
One, two. He gone.
That's a no chance slider. And that was a strikeout waiting to happen. Nice stop by AJ. Then goes down on strikes for the second time today.
And here's Johnson. He walked and scored, and twice he has grounded out to Beckham. And the count 2-0. Ben Zobrist on deck. Come on, Serge. No walks, buddy. Come back and get him. Make him hit his way on. Last year, Sergio led big league rookie relievers by averaging 9.75 strikeouts per 9 innings. Meanwhile, the 2-out walk, and here's Zobrist. He is 1 for 3, an RBI double. Rays with 1 in the second. Sox tied it with 1 in the third. Took the lead 1 in the fourth, and then last inning, that big 2-out 2-run double by Pierzynski. Down ball up the middle. Alexi's got him, races to the bag, and beats him, and that'll retire the side. Nothing across. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th with a 3-run lead.
Here's our Lincoln Mercury upcoming schedule, and it's the next 3 games. We end this 4-game series tomorrow with the Rays, and then it's those pesky A's that come to town. We entertain them for 3 before a day off, and the Angels. And Adam Russell comes into the game. He's going to try to finish it off for these Rays, who are currently 3 runs down.
First ball in the hole. Nice play by Johnson. So Morel is retired. He's 2 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI.
There's a look at the numbers on Russell, who won the ball game last night. He happened to be the guy who came on, pitched the 3rd of an inning, and 5 unearned runs later, he picks up a win. And there are the numbers on the season.
One takes ball 1. The 0 for 3 was robbed of a possible inside the park home run with the bases loaded, 2 out. Back in the 4th inning on one of the greatest catches you'll ever see by Sam Fold. Ball gets away. And a reminder, follow the White Sox with the MLB.com at Bat 11 app. That's for your phone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit whitesox.com for details. That's 31826.
I need some apps.
You got to spend some money, you know, every now and then. So you can't get that one.
Do I have to have something special to get the apps?
Well, you keep looking in that free category.
We'll find it there.
Not
Chris Sale loosening up in the bullpen. Matt Thornton threw a lot of pitches last night. So it looks like Sale's going to come on to try to wrap it up.
Softly hit off the fist. I'll tell you this. Elliott Johnson out there moves around pretty good, and he's got a good hose.
Yeah, he's got a strong arm, gets rid of the ball quickly, looks to be pretty accurate. And yet you'd never guess over 3,300 minor league at bats. I mean, that's amazing.
27. He's right in that age, that window. 26, 27, 28. That's when they usually, as a rule, either make it or they don't.
Well, they traded Bartlett. There's a spot for him. Question is, can he go out and take it?
Gordon has had a good game, defensively and offensively. Had a beautiful sacrifice fly in the 3rd inning on a good at bat. Then he singled, picked up his first stolen base last inning to start off that 2-run 7th. That ball hit the seam, kicked back out in fair territory. That's just a bad break right there. But that'll retire the side. We'll go to the 9th. Sox lead at 4-1.
Chris Sale comes into the game, and he's 1-0. His ERA .415, on for the 5th time. And he's going to try to save it. If he does, it'll be the first save of the year for the Sox. And Lopez will turn around and go after him from the right side.
Felipe is 0 for 3. Run out to left, grounded to first. And hit a hot shot off the glove of Canerco. Caromed over to Beckham. And he threw him out. And that ball hit high and deep. And gone. So it's a 4-2 ball game.
First home run, first run driven in for Felipe Lopez. And AJ is telling him why they want to throw at you.
You don't throw it out, guys.
Well, first of all, you're not going to throw at the leadoff hitter in the 9th inning and put him on base.
You know,
that's number one.
That's just, you know what that is? That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's all that is. That's just plain stupid. Why are you going to throw at him?
Well, the first pitch, and Lopez looks out at Sale like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just get back in and hit.
Well, he did.
Yes, he did.
That's just.
And unfortunately, that one was up and on the inner half, and I think Lopez throwing the bat out towards Sale was the thing that set off AJ.
Well, there's a guy that's 30 years old. He's a veteran.
Comes into home plate, and AJ is saying, why are you throwing the bat there?
And that's out of play.
Nice catch.
Yes, it was. Give that fan a contract.
In the LG Skyline Club seats.
The 1-2 pitch to Johnson. He's 1 for 3. He gone.
That ball shaves off the outside corner. And Johnson down on strikes. And now Sean Rodriguez is going to come on to pinch hit for Casey Kochman.
Kochman 0 for 3 today. And Rodriguez was 2 for 3 last night with a couple of RBIs. 0-1 to count.
Rodriguez is a pretty good utility player. He's a very handy man to have around because he can play any place on the diamond.
And he's just 25 years old.
He can run.
Down ball to Hopper. And 2 down.
And it's Kelly Shopping, who hurt his knee last night, but still can take it at bat.
Kelly has always played well against us.
He's a perfect man for the 27th out.
Ball into left field. Juan can't get there. So Shopik, as I mentioned, he always seems to play well against our Sox. That'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Still got to play him short on the corners.
Ball pops out. No advance. All right, Chris. You can throw some strikes right here, buddy. Johnny Damon on deck. And when this ball comes down, this ball game will be over. So Chris Sale comes on, saves it for Phil Umber, as the Sox take game 3 by a score of 4-2. And I'll tell you, you got to give a bunch of kudos. Of course, our ball club played well today, but you got to give a bunch of kudos to Phil Umber.
Well, there's no doubt that this was a guy that was not in the plans when it started, but he had terrific stuff today. The curveball was just sensational. He went 6 innings. He gave up 4 hits, just 1 run. Walked only 2 while striking out 4. Fielded his position well. Got some good defense behind him. And generally gave Ozzie exactly what he had to give him. 6 strong. Then he went to the bullpen with Ullman, Santos, and Sale. And it's a win in the 3rd game of this 4-game series.
And tomorrow afternoon, in the finale, it will be Gavin Floyd against Jeff Neiman. So right now we're trying to get a post-game interview. Is anything happening down in the dugout, guys? Bob Bechtel.
Well, this was a series that we came into knowing they wouldn't have Evan Longoria, and knowing that their offense was a little shaky. And Bob looks like he's corralled A.J. Pierzynski, certainly one of the big heroes of the game today. Not only did he handle Umber well, but he came through with a huge double, and actually that turned out to be the difference in his game.
Well, I love the way that he handled Umber, though. He got him through that tough spot out there, and when all of a sudden he walked the leadoff guy. Is A.J. ready? A.J., you got us?
I'm here, guys.
All right, big guy. Hey, nice game. Umber did a good job. You guys worked well together. You nursed him through that 2nd inning when he could have been in a lot of trouble.
You know what? He's the story of the game. The way he threw the ball, the way he pitched was truly great. We needed it. We needed him to give us innings out of the 5th spot, and he went out and threw 6 beautiful innings, a couple hits. He had a great curveball today, and that was the key. He kept mixing it up and was able to throw more than 1 pitch for a strike.
Boy, I'll tell you what, when he lets that curveball work for him, he's got about as good the curveballs on our staff.
Him and Gavin Floyd rank right up there with the best curveballs I've seen. They just sharp downers. They're power curveballs, and kind of like Jackson had going the first night in this series. If you can throw that for a strike, it's tough for any team to hit it.
And A.J., you hit the ball hard all day. You had a walk, but the double when you drove in 2 was a fastball up and out of the zone. I'm sure you were looking fastball, but were you looking for it there?
You know what? I've been struggling the last couple games with, and without getting the head out and getting jammed. And today I got jammed on a 3-1 pitch, and I was just like, you know what? No matter what happens right here, I'm getting the head out. He just happened to throw it over my head, and I hit it. But it was lucky that Fold didn't make the catch like he did on Pierre, because that's one of the best catches you'll ever see.
We talked about that one, but that first time up, you hit that rocket right at Fold, and then all of a sudden, I didn't know if he was going to catch your ball. Every time everything went out there, he was sucking up.
I know. I heard before the series how great he was, and he proved it today with some of the plays he's made. He's made the last 3 games in the outfield. So it is nice to get that one in there, get that win, and especially for Phil for his first start with us, and have Sale come in and close it out was nice.
All right, nice game, big guy.
Thanks, guys.
A.J. Pierzynski, star of the game, that big 2-out clutch 2-run double, and we'll be back.